Well, good morning, folks. Here we are, June 20th. Let's see, we got a new moon coming tonight at about what time? We're on Vancouver Island, where I am. I think it's around 11:40. No, that's yeah. We have a new moon and the solstice happening at pretty much within a couple of hours of each other. Exact times I just don't have on the top, but I think it's around 11:41. And I trust everybody's fine, everybody's good. We had a bit of a lighting problem yesterday, so didn't do anything on yesterday, just tried to fix the lighting, and I think it's working now. As always, in the description we'll have a couple of links. I guess 3. The third one is sort of is interesting, if not controversial. So maybe you can double check and see how true that is. Would be interesting. What I have noticed in the last few weeks, watching all that is going on from England, Europe, Canada, the United States, down into South America, it's sort of it's apparent that there are people who have spent between 12 and 20 plus years in school, and they're well schooled, but they have no education. They have little knowledge of history, they have little knowledge of culture, and little knowledge of humanity. I mean, their actions are portraying that. And it's sort of frustrating in a way, sad in a way. I mean, when you look at the leaders, look at our leaders, they seem to be in hiding. They seem to just be sort of hiding in the back and waiting for something to happen. And as I've said many, many times, there's something sinister behind all of this. And of course, many don't see that. Many don't agree with that. Many think, wow, it's just the way it is. Every 50 years or so, people do this sort of thing. And I'm saying, really, if you had an education in history, in humanity, and in culture, we would be learning from that and progressing. When I watch what's happening down in Seattle, I find it sort of alarming, really. Rumor has it that some of the Democrats have visited the UN or NATO and have requested some NATO presence in the States. Now think about that. Just think about that. In the description section, I have a link to a manual, the insurrection manual, that has been apparently used in many countries. That we all can remember recently: Syria, Afghanistan, Iraq, Kosovo, all those places where the dark forces of our neighbors to the south, with the knowledge of our own sleepy government and other governments, have gone and created chaos. And it seems that same procedure is being used down south in the States. And everybody is sort of hiding behind slogans that mean nothing really when you peel the onion back. Peel the onion back. It's sort of, I find it sort of really hypocritical as you watch people marching for racism and peace, interrupting that with looting and burning and what have you. And the march itself, the slogans themselves become racist. And I find it intriguing that people marching against something and they're actually doing what they're marching against. And the craziest thing is, I watched in Canada, the Conservative leader debate. And not one of those leaders, potential leaders or wannabe leaders, would stand up and sort of call things as they are rather than use the buzz phrase. So they all sort of bought into the systemic racism, the white privilege, all of that sort of thing. And not one of them had the brass to say, wait a minute, that's not how it is here. We have pockets of racism. We have idiots in Canada like they do in every country, but this isn't a systemic racist country. No, none of our leaders will stand up and say that. What are they afraid of? Why are they afraid of telling the truth? Why are they afraid of telling the truth? Why do they want to perpetuate this crazy myth? Now, maybe you think there is systemic racism. Maybe you're one of the schooled people, but not without much education. You know, you're schooled but no education. I don't know. It's going to be interesting where this all leads, and I think we're in for some sort of heady times. And so we'll just have to leave it at that for today. Trust you'll have a good new moon and good solstice, and hey, a good weekend. Take care, and we'll talk to you again.